And the money that comes in, let's call it 60 or 70 million every year for the stadium naming rights, does that directly go into the PSR calculations and help Everton in that way?
Yeah, look, it's not just for naming rights. Let me be clear. That's the overall revenue. Naming rights will be a part of that. But yes, it goes against PSR. And that's where Everton, I think, also they're going to be able to save on interest payments with the way that Friedkin is doing the deal. So overall, Everton should now be clear of any PSR issues for some time, provided the spending doesn't go wild.
No doubt. And we saw the Manchester City ruling again with the APT case and some of the debt from interest shareholders coming out of that, some of the kind of repercussions of that. Everton have £451 million of interest-free shareholders, the largest in the Premier League. Is this concerning for them?
Yes, it is, but I'm not overly concerned at the moment. Now, the issue will be here as to whether this is going to be enforced retrospectively. And if that's the case, then Everton have got probably a bigger issue. But then again, so have quite a number of clubs. It would literally throw the Premier League into chaos, because it would mean probably 4 or 5 clubs would then be subject of breaking PSR and have tribunals and probably points deductions. So that would just make a mockery of the whole Premier League competition. So I think calmer heads will prevail. I don't think it will be retrospective. If the Friedkin deal goes through, then those sort of shareholder loans will become equity. And in most cases, clubs can, as long as it's not retrospective, can also do the same thing and turn them into equity. So it should be something that can be solved. But if the line is taken that it's retrospective and all clubs that had shareholder loans are charged by new commissions, then you'll see Arsenal, you'll see Brighton, you'll see a number of clubs all getting points deductions, and it could be absolute chaos. So I just don't think it could happen. If it does, then I'm afraid the world's gone mad.
And I've seen some suggestions that Everton's new stadium is believed to be in the running to host the 2027 Champions League final. I mean, I'm not sure how possible that is, because I believe the capacity might not be enough for that kind of thing.
It won't be big enough.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But could there be a chance to maybe host a Europa League final? Or something? And
I'm sure.
Have a good financial benefits for them?
Yeah, but there will be. But I mean, obviously, it's a one-off. I mean, it's probably worth single-digit millions of pounds. It won't move the dial materially. They're effectively leasing the stadium out to UEFA for one match day. So, I mean, it won't be particularly lucrative for Everton. It might be quite good for the city. So there'll be a lot of knock-on effects. That influx of 50,000 people into the hotels and hospitality venues of Liverpool will be positive. But it won't be particularly lucrative to host a Europa final. I'm not sure the exact number that other teams have got, but I wouldn't imagine it's much more than, £5 million.
And I guess
profit probably. In fairness, £5 million profit is not that easy to find for Everton. So it's not nothing, but it's not going to move the dial, very materially. It's
not as lucrative as it maybe sounds as a headline kind of thing, really.
Yeah, it's one game. It's one event day. To really move the dial, you need to be doing what Spurs are doing, where you're trying to have 30 event days in addition to football, or even more. Because 30 doubles the number of event days that you're getting from the stadium, because you're only getting 19 home games, plus you might get some cup games. But these stadia are, aside from conferencing and stuff that's going on, in the stands, which will be, more days a year. But in terms of the actual using the bowl, at the moment, most clubs are using the actual bowl for, relatively small number of events. Obviously, if you can double that, add 30 more events, major events, and let's say they're all worth £3 to £5 million, then clearly that is going to make a difference. But one, not so much.